Well, welcome. We wish we were here under happier circumstances, but nonetheless, we are very proud of the work that went into this package of bills. Before I say anything further, I would like to acknowledge my colleague, Assemblywoman Clifford Crouch. We've worked very closely together, and he's really a valued partner. Assemblywoman Crouch, we could give him recognition. All right. Many of my colleagues have been concerned about this heroin epidemic for months now, really wringing our hands, wondering what to do. We've held roundtables across the state, public hearings, numerous recommendations have come in, and lots of proposals were on the table. But I have to tell you, it was right toward the end when Governor Cuomo got involved and made it very clear that we were not leaving session without getting something accomplished, that this really terrific package of bills came together. So I'm very, very proud of the collaborative work that went into this, and I'm very pleased that the governor got involved in such an important way. For those of you who are in the treatment world or in the human services world, we are going to substantially improve treatment options in this package. A new model of care is going to be rolled out that really will be the envy of many states. Early diversion, case management, improved access to care, and a consistent approach by our insurance companies. There's going to be new penalties for illegal distribution, and the all-important component is the public education campaign, because honestly, it's hard for us to wrap our heads around the attraction to this drug. When we were kids, this was definitely something no one was interested in being involved with in any way, shape, or form, and now it seems almost commonplace. As the chair of the Children and Families Committee, I was also very interested in making sure that our children who come through the family court system are also assessed for substance abuse, and this package takes into account that as well. Coming together as a community, as a family of New York, with the governor's leadership, I think we are taking an enormously important stride here, and I am very, very appreciative to have played a role. And to that end, I'd like to introduce my colleague, Senator Libous, who led this effort in the state Senate. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Donna, and I too want to say thank you to my colleague Cliff Crouch for working with him on so many issues this session, and he's just a great and valued partner for Donna and I. And Donna, thank you for your leadership in the Assembly on this package. I shared with you on a couple of occasions where the governor, who likes to stay in touch with the legislature, picked up the phone and reached out to me. This was another one of those occasions, but this was right after the budget. We had finished our fourth early on-time budget, and he called me and said, we have a real problem with heroin in this state and in this country. He said, Tom, we have to address it, and we have to address it now. And as Donna said, he was committed to making sure that something would get done before we left session. As a matter of fact, he told us we would not leave Albany until a comprehensive package was completed. The Senate and my colleagues went throughout the state, had hearings, brought back information, shared that information with the governor and his staff, and we've put together, as Donna mentioned, some great legislation that passed that hopefully will help us move forward with this horrible, horrible epidemic that we have in our state. And the governor will talk to you a little bit more about that. Today we have with us a mother who lost her son 2 years ago today because of heroin. I'm going to ask her to stand so we can recognize her. Lauren Vanillo, who is with us today. Lauren. She knows firsthand the hurt, the pain, and what this can do to not only a mother, but a family. I do have the honor of introducing to you our next speaker. And I've had that privilege many times, and I consider it a privilege to do it again. You know, in New York State, 4 years ago when he took office, we had a state that was, I guess, labeled dysfunctional. They couldn't get budgets done on time, couldn't get legislation passed in both houses, meaningful legislation like a 2% property tax cap, or cutting personal income tax for the first time in, I believe, 58 years, or doing so many other things, 4 early on-time budgets, getting the legislature to work together. His leadership, and I mean that, his leadership put together a trust between Republicans and Democrats. And I stand before you as a Republican and tell you that through the last 4 years, it's because of a trust that we've had with Andrew Cuomo, we've been able to get things done for you, the people. Ladies and gentlemen, if you would give a round of applause to our governor, Andrew Cuomo.